You know, sometimes couch potato sports fans sit on their couch and watch the games and go, LeBron James missed that jumper, I can hit that. I was a high school standout. Or they watch NFL players drop a pass and they go, this guy's a loser. You probably shouldn't do that to their faces though. As you saw outside of this CVS there, Terrell Owens, former wide receiver in multiple teams in the NFL, also Hall of Fame wide receiver there, gets into a bit of a scuffle with this shirtless man outside of a pharmacy store. Let's watch the knockout punch again though, because that was fun. Damn. Well, he went down with a bit of, it wasn't even that much of a haymaker, I gotta be honest, but he did knock him down. This is a former pro athlete who still looks like a pro athlete. Let's keep it real. So you probably don't wanna get involved with him. So why did he? There's more though, because as he popped up, to his credit, jumped back up after that punch went down, and the folks in the car that were providing some fun play-by-play, I think, helped us out with this. Let's watch how that ended because it did eventually chill out. Let's watch more.
What the is this? This is epic. Knock his ass out, T.
I can't believe I'm seeing this.
He waited for him to come out. Buddy been cleared it out Walgreens.
Nah, yeah, Buddy started with T.O., dog.
By the way, Burbank, that was outside of a CVS. They said in Inglewood, California. It's a hop, skip, and a jump from where I live. I'm like, I know what CVS that is. I promise I know what CVS that is. I think it was on Saturday night, so I kind of wish I was there recording it. So, keep that on my archives. Either way goes, this is what happened. I know you guys are curious. This is what happened. Owens tells us, he was talking to TMZ, tells us he intended to quickly stop by the store and grab a few necessities. While inside, T.O. says a 49ers fan, again, one of his former teams, approached him and they had a friendly conversation. That's when things took a turn. Terrell says a second man, the guy who was ultimately clocked, started talking crap to the fan Owens was conversing with. The aggressor threatened to beat up the men outside, both of them. As according to witnesses, the group eventually made their way outside to the sidewalk and in front of the store, and Terrell was playing peacemaker, according to another witness. Unfortunately, the heckler, who allegedly started the confrontation just minutes earlier inside the store, took an unprovoked swing at Owens, thought he could probably sucker punch him. A mistake, and the fight was on, of course. And lastly, the police were actually not called to the scene. As the rest of that whole another 2 minutes of it happened, some of his folks that were with him, Terrell Owens, were like, we gotta get out of here, let's roll, the cops, this and that. And they eventually left, but apparently the cops were never called to the scene. Guy got up and went back home and told the story he's gonna tell the rest of his life. But again, football player, but not necessarily a football move, Burbank. But I guess the craziness goes down no matter what.
You know what I'm thinking about? Is at an airport this week, there was someone doing Nazi salutes and screaming things. No one confronted him. Nobody ended up getting hit in the face. But over football, someone does outside of a CVS in America. But these guys are huge. Why would you go in beef with the football player? They're strong, they're fit. Guaranteed they can punch you way harder than you can punch them. Why are you gonna go talk smack to them in the street? They're minding their business. I've seen football players in real life. Ray Rice used to come into the bar that I worked at. We all know Ray Rice also packs a punch, unfortunately. And one night after the bar was closing, we're all downstairs. I'm eating a cookie that I grabbed from the kitchen. And Ray Rice came up to me and was like, yo, is that a chocolate chip cookie? And I'm like, yeah, man, like you want some? And I broke it in half and we shared this cookie. I was like, whatever you want, just don't hit me, my guy.
But unprovoked. I guess in this particular instance, he was trying to be peacemaker, so I can understand that. Terrell Owens finds himself in these situations. I don't know if it's the look on his face. I'm not sure because of his stature or people recognize him. But if you guys, I don't know if you guys remember from earlier this year, I believe it was in August, he had a different confrontation with someone else, this being a neighbor. And he caught a little bit of their argument on tape. Once cops showed up, she was screaming at him. Let's watch that one.
I'm driving to my mailbox. She telling me I'm speeding, telling me to slow down.
Slow down, and he rolled down his window and he started harassing.
First of all, I didn't harass you. She telling me to slow down. I said, what do you mean slow down? I said, yo, I'm just going to the mailbox. Then she goes, get the out the middle of the road.
Across the street and you almost hit me.
First of all, I almost hit you. Now you just making up stuff.
No, I literally.
Just like a Karen.
Karen.
Yeah, I called you a Karen when I came over here after you said I called the police. Absolutely. Then you went on to say, oh, I'm the subject of the HOA meeting, this and that and the other. I got liens on my house, this and that and the other. Then you start bringing up my status, who I was, my HBO, my VH1. You the one brought it up, lady. I did it.
He ran the stop sign.
Well, there is no stop sign. What are you talking about?
He put his car in park.
Right, because you're going to yell at me and telling me I'm almost hit you, and I didn't.
But you didn't have to get out of your car.
You didn't have to talk to me that way either, Karen.
You're a black man approaching a white woman.
First of all, you had your boy right here, your husband right here. So first of all, I don't do that type of stuff.
You were speeding through the neighborhood.
He was not. I was in the garage. You're lying now because I was sitting in the garage.
Oh no, Karen. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was only a few months ago. That fight that happened, or argument, and police eventually called. And there was that one hook of a line that she had there. You're a black man approaching and talking to a white woman. Really? Is that the problem? But she's upset that he called her a Karen. Calm down. Really fast update before I get your thoughts here. Caitlin Davis is that woman. She's 38 years old. Quick update. She's charged with providing false information to cops after claiming that Owens tried to run her off the road as she biked through their Deerfield Beach gated community. Cops said surveillance footage and other evidence didn't back up her claims and triggered charges 3 months after that incident. I'm glad I finally caught up to her. I'm not sure if she's gonna really remember that or keep herself from doing this again, but at least something was done there though. Again, Jess, I don't get, this is like a repeating thing. I don't get, maybe Terrell Owens is an a-hole, and if you run up on him, he's gonna say something messed up to you. I don't know, but people keep confronting him.
I don't think it's that. I just think he might be one of the only people who actually engages, right? Like I think a lot of people who have status, if someone's giving them a hard time, I think you would ignore them because there's a lot of crazy people out there who want to get your attention, who want to get you riled up. And I'm sure, he just takes his phone out, he records it, he says something back, politely stands up for himself. Like he just might be one of the few guys that instead of putting his head down and carrying on with his business, he says something back and records this situation. I'm sure they're all dealing with stuff like this, NFL players all the time, because when you're a black person in America with a lot of money, you're gonna get confronted with this kind of racism quite frequently. And for her to say, what do you expect me to do? You're a black man coming up to a white woman. She is just telling on herself with the kind of life that she lives and what she expects to have be day-to-day business in America, that she would never interact with a black man in her life, and that means that she has a reason to call the police. Absolutely ridiculous. And for her to think that something would happen when he's just going to the mailbox, like clearly what she's upset about is that he lives in proximity to her. It's so obvious.